Ladies and gentlemen, there's a hard truth that most people don't want to hear, but deep down, we all know it. Nobody is coming to save you. No hero is waiting in the wings, no mentor will carry you to success, and no miracle will suddenly transform your life. If you're waiting for someone to pull you out of the fire, you'll burn before they arrive. This isn't a reason to despair. It's the most liberating realization you can have. Because if nobody is coming, that means you are in control. It means that everything you want, every dream you have, and every change you seek is in your hands. You are the hero of this story, and if you don't pick up the sword, the battle will be lost before it even begins. It's easy to blame the world, to look at your circumstances and say, if only things were different. But life doesn't owe you anything. It doesn't care about excuses. It doesn't pause for your struggles, and it won't slow down while you figure things out. The clock is ticking whether you act or not. Some people will tell you to be patient, to wait for the right opportunity, to hope for a lucky break. That's the kind of thinking that keeps people stuck. The truth is, opportunity isn't something that falls into your lap. It's something you create through relentless effort, through discipline, through the sheer force of refusing to accept anything less than what you deserve. There will be days when you feel exhausted, when progress seems invisible, when quitting feels easier than pushing forward. But those are the moments that define you. That's when you have to remind yourself, nobody is coming. So you stand up, you take another step, and you keep going. No one else will build your dream. No one else will fight your battles. No one else will become the person you were meant to be. That's your job, and yours alone. And the moment you fully accept that responsibility is the moment everything changes. Because when you stop waiting for someone to save you, you start saving yourself, ladies and gentlemen. There's a hard truth that most people don't want to hear, but deep down, we all know it. Nobody is coming to save you. No hero is waiting in the wings. No mentor will carry you to success, and no miracle will suddenly transform your life. If you're waiting for someone to pull you out of the fire, you'll burn before they arrive. This isn't a reason to despair. It's the most liberating realization you can have. Because if nobody is coming, that means you are in control. It means that everything you want, every dream you have, and every change you seek is in your hands. You are the hero of this story, and if you don't pick up the sword, the battle will be lost before it even begins. It's easy to blame the world, to look at your circumstances and say, if only things were different. But life doesn't owe you anything. It doesn't care about excuses. It doesn't pause for your struggles, and it won't slow down while you figure things out. The clock is ticking whether you act or not. Some people will tell you to be patient, to wait for the right opportunity, to hope for a lucky break. That's the kind of thinking that keeps people stuck. The truth is, opportunity isn't something that falls into your lap. It's something you create through relentless effort, through discipline, through the sheer force of refusing to accept anything less than what you deserve. There will be days when you feel exhausted, when progress seems invisible, when quitting feels easier than pushing forward. But those are the moments that define you. That's when you have to remind yourself, nobody is coming. So you stand up, you take another step, and you keep going. No one else will build your dream. No one else will fight your battles. No one else will become the person you were meant to be. That's your job, and yours alone. And the moment you fully accept that responsibility is the moment everything changes. Because when you stop waiting for someone to save you, you start saving yourself. There is a moment in life when you realize that no one is going to come and fix things for you. No one is going to magically make your dreams come true, lift you out of hardship, or push you towards success. And while that realization may feel like a heavy weight pressing down on your shoulders, it is, in fact, the most powerful truth you will ever face. Because it means that everything, every single thing you desire is within your control. You are the author of your story, the architect of your future, and the force that will shape your own destiny. Too many people spend their lives waiting for the right time, waiting for approval, waiting for someone to recognize their potential and guide them forward. But waiting is just another form of fear disguised as patience. And fear is what keeps people stagnant, watching their lives unfold from the sidelines instead of taking control and stepping into the arena. The moment you take full ownership of is the moment everything changes. You stop looking for validation from others. You stop hoping that someone will come and push you toward success. Instead, you look in the mirror and realize that the only person who can make it happen is staring right back at you. And that's not a burden, that's freedom. Because once you understand that no one else is responsible for your growth, your happiness, or your success, you stop waiting and start moving. You stop hoping and start doing. This is the mindset that separates those who achieve from those who merely dream. Every great success story begins with a person who decided, once and for all, that they were in control. Not their past, not their circumstances, not the opinions of others, just them. They took responsibility for their actions, their mindset, and their discipline. And in doing so, they rewrote their future. You have that same power. But it begins with a choice to stop waiting and start building, a choice to stop blaming and start acting, a choice to step into your own power and create the life you refuse to settle for. Because no one else will do it for you. And once you truly embrace that, nothing can stop you. It's easy to point fingers at the world, to blame circumstances, bad luck, or the people who didn't support you. It's tempting to believe that if things had been different, if you had more money, better connections, fewer struggles, your life would be on another level by now. But the truth is, blaming anything outside yourself won't change a thing. Excuses don't build success. Complaints don't create results. And waiting for the perfect conditions will only leave you standing in the same place, watching time slip through your fingers. Life doesn't slow down for those who feel cheated. It doesn't pause for those waiting for a fair shot. The world keeps moving, and those who refuse to take ownership of their lives get left behind. Every second spent blaming something else is a second wasted, time that could have been used to build, to learn, to push forward. The most successful people in the world weren't given an easy path. They faced obstacles, failures, rejection, and pain. The difference is, they refused to let those things define them. They understood that hardship is not an excuse to stop. It's a reason to fight harder. The moment you let go of blame is the moment you take back your power. Because when you stop saying, "I can't because of this," and start saying, "I will despite this," everything shifts. You stop looking at your past as a prison and start using it as fuel. You stop seeing struggles as unfair and start seeing them as challenges to overcome. You stop hoping someone else will make things better and realize that it's entirely up to you. The hard truth is, no one is coming to hand you a better life. No one is going to show up and erase the difficulties you've faced. The only way forward is through action. Your action. The sooner you accept that, the sooner you'll stop waiting for permission and start creating your own destiny. Because in the end, it's not what happens to you that matters. It's what you do about it. Time doesn't care about your struggles. It doesn't pause when you feel lost. It doesn't slow down when you need a break. And it won't wait for you to figure things out. Every second that passes is a second you'll never get back. And the harsh reality is that whether you take action or not, life keeps moving. Too many people live as if they have forever, convincing themselves that tomorrow is when they'll start, that next week is when they'll change, that next year is when things will finally fall into place. But next week turns into next month turns into next year, and suddenly, they're looking back at a life filled with missed opportunities and regrets. The truth is, there is no perfect moment to begin. There is no magical day when everything aligns, and the path becomes easy. The only time you have is now, and the only person who can make something of it is you. Waiting is just another form of fear. It's the mind's way of justifying inaction, of making excuses sound reasonable. But time doesn't negotiate. It doesn't care if you're afraid, if you feel unprepared, or if you're still hoping for the right opportunity to show up. It keeps moving with or without you, and the longer you delay, the harder it becomes to catch up. If you want to change your life, if you want to achieve something greater, you have to act. Today, not someday. Someday is an illusion that keeps people trapped in mediocrity. The people who succeed, the ones who transform their lives, are the ones who refuse to wait. They understand that every day wasted is a day they'll never get back. They don't wait for motivation. They don't wait for circumstances to be perfect, and they don't wait for someone else to push them forward. They take control, they take risks, and they take action, because they know that life won't slow down. Motivation is temporary. It's an emotional high, a fleeting spark that ignites excitement but fades when the real work begins. If you rely on motivation alone, you will fail, because there will be days when you don't feel like showing up, days when progress seems invisible, days when you question if it's even worth it. That's when discipline takes over. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It's the relentless pursuit of a goal regardless of how you feel in the moment. The most successful people in the world are not always the most talented, the most gifted, or the most fortunate. They are the ones who refuse to stop. The truth is, the path to anything worthwhile is long, difficult, and uncertain. It will test your patience, your strength, and your willpower. You will fail, and you will fail often. But failure is not the end. It's part of the process. Every setback is a lesson. Every obstacle is an opportunity to grow stronger. Every challenge is a chance to prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. You don't have to be the best from the start. You don't need all the answers right now, but you do need to be consistent. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not intelligence, luck, or circumstances. It's the ability to keep going, to get up when they fall, to push through when it hurts, to keep showing up, even when the results aren't immediate. No one is going to hand you success. No one is going to make it easier for you. If you want something, you have to be willing to fight for it. And that fight won't be easy, but it will be worth it. Because when you refuse to quit, when you commit to the process, when you decide that nothing will stop you, that's when you become unstoppable. There will come a time when everything feels like it's falling apart, when nothing seems to go your way, when every effort feels wasted, when the weight of failure presses down on you so hard that you begin to wonder if you should even keep going. Those moments will test you. They will push you to your limits, break you down, and force you to question whether you have what it takes. But here's the truth. Hardship is not a signal to stop. It's a test, a challenge, a question life asks you. How bad do you really want it? Everyone faces struggles. Everyone experiences pain, failure, disappointment. But the difference between those who succeed and those who give up is not luck or talent. It's the ability to endure. To stand tall when life tries to knock you down. To push forward when every fiber of your being is telling you to quit. Because the reality is, there is no easy way to greatness. There is no smooth road to success. The only way through is to face every obstacle head-on and refuse to back down. Pain is a teacher. Struggle is a mirror that reveals who you really are. Anyone can stay committed when things are easy, but what happens when things get hard? That's when you find out what you're made of. That's when you have to make a choice. Will you let the hardship define you, or will you use it to fuel you? Will you crumble under the pressure, or will you rise above it? Most people choose comfort over growth. They choose the easy way out. They give up when things don't go as planned, and then they tell themselves it just wasn't meant to be. But the ones who refuse to quit, the ones who take every setback as a lesson, every failure as feedback, and every challenge as an opportunity to grow, Those are the ones who go on to do something great. No one is coming to save you from the struggles you face. No one is going to remove the obstacles in your path. The only way forward is through. The only way to succeed is to embrace the struggle, to learn from the pain, to stand up every time you fall. Because every hardship you overcome makes you stronger. Every battle you fight shapes you into someone who cannot be broken. And once you understand that, nothing can stop you. No one else will build your dreams. No one else will fight your battles. No one else will become the person you were meant to be. That responsibility is yours alone. The harsh truth is that no matter how much someone loves you, no matter how much support you have, no one can live your life for you. No one can put in the work, face the challenges, or walk the path that was meant for you. Too many people spend their lives waiting for someone to show them the way. They wait for a mentor to guide them, for the perfect opportunity to appear, for a lucky break that will change everything. But waiting is just another word for wasting time. Because while you wait, someone else is out there making things happen. While you hesitate, someone else is taking action. While you tell yourself you need more time, someone with fewer resources, fewer advantages, and fewer excuses is pushing forward and making progress. You have dreams, ambitions, a vision of the person you want to become. But that vision will remain a fantasy unless you take ownership of it. No one is going to hand you success. No one is going to give you an easy way out. If you want something, you have to take full responsibility for making it happen. That means doing the work when no one is watching. That means showing up even when no one is clapping for you. That means sacrificing comfort for growth, security for opportunity, and excuses for results. The world is filled with people who never reached their potential, not because they weren't capable, but because they never took control. They waited too long, made too many excuses, and let fear dictate their actions. But that does not have to be your story. You can choose, right now, to stop waiting. You can choose to stop looking for someone to guide you, to stop hoping for someone to push you forward. Instead, you can step up, take charge, and start building the life you want. Your dreams belong to you. Your goals, your future, your success, they are yours to create. No one is coming to do it for you. No one else will fight for your vision the way you will. The moment you accept that is the moment everything changes. Because when you take full responsibility for your life, you gain the power to shape it into something extraordinary. The moment you stop waiting for someone to rescue you and take full control of your life, you become unstoppable. There is a kind of power that comes with realizing that you are the only one responsible for your success, your growth, and your future. It is not a burden. It is freedom. Because when you no longer expect someone else to fix things for you, you stop feeling powerless. You stop feeling like a victim of your circumstances. You stop making excuses and start making progress. Most people go through life hoping someone will recognize their potential, hoping circumstances will change, hoping luck will turn in their favor. But hope without action is just another form of waiting, and waiting is the quickest way to a life of regret. The truth is, the people who achieve their dreams aren't the ones who were.